Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, Donnell Rawlings. If you're tuned in right now, if you haven't already subscribed, because I've had issues with people watching the show, but you're not hitting the subscribe button. I'm selling myself, not selling my soul. Hit the subscription button. Hit the notification button. I'm going to be at Caroline's on Broadway. That's January 27th through the 29th. I'll be at the Improv in Ontario, California, the 4th through the 6th. And February 24th through the 27th, I'll be at the Baltimore Factory Comedy Outlet. Make sure you tune into everything Donnell Rawlings, the website, and everything. Now, let's have a show.
Hot.
The Donnell Rawlings Show, live in your face. Fuck y'all bitch ass nigga, you never take my place, nigga. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Donnell Rawlings, a.k.a. the DILF Master, a.k.a. Ash Rules Everything Around Me, and all those other a.k.a.s. DILF meaning dedicated, involved, loving father. That's the new definition. I used to be the other one, but I'm switching the whole narrative. I've heard a lot of people talk about my podcast.
Melissa.
Are you talking during the goddamn podcast?
What's up, Melissa?
Everybody says hi. We're
Okay,
coming.
first off,
We're coming to the grill tonight, okay?
All right, hey.
Is it a live band or no?
Yes.
Oh,
Good. Yeah.
okay, we'll
Is
be
these
there.
single dudes there? I need to meet up somebody.
Okay,
Who you
they'll be
got over
single.
there? Get some fine men that like BBWs. You know what I'm saying? I'm available.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, we're doing
all
the
right,
podcast.
ladies and gentlemen,
We're
this is
doing
your boy Donnell
Donnell's
Rawlings, a.k.a. the
podcast. I will
DILF
see you
Master,
later.
the most respected man
Turn the oil on.
Bye.
the most respected man in comedy, and I'm addressing the situation. I've heard through some of the comments that Donnell has a lack of diversity in his show. Donnell don't really be fucking with the black chicks like that.
Yeah,
Don-
that's facts. And let me tell you something else.
Hey, excuse me. I'm starting over one more time, all
No,
right?
you ain't got to start over. Let's do this from you. You the realest nigga in comedy. This is the realest shit right here.
And what are you saying?
You know, I'm on there now, but you just put me on there because you got tired of hearing.
I'm going to
you don't
address
put
that
no-
later. I'm going to address that later.
Are you
Remember,
going to introduce us?
I'm going to introduce you. This is how I do my show.
Okay.
When I come do your show, I don't do this to you. And when I do your lives, I don't do this to you. All right? What we're going to
your
learn
name is
today
on
is
there,
that
but-
y'all going to learn to be obedient. Okay?
Whoa, I know you did not just tell black
Oh, he
women to
talking
be
just
obedient.
All right.
like
I
the
mean,
nigga with
listen.
COVID.
Listen. This is what I want to say.
Oh, my God.
I'm addressing the situation. Some people try to say that I have a lack of diversity with my podcast. Some people say, what's my issue with positive black bitches? Women. They say, and I don't have an issue. I love my sisters as much as I love everybody else. So let you know that my level of it extends to the rainbow of people.
Yeah, Yamaneika, why you put your mask back on?
Because the nigga sound like a nigga with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit.
He did
You know
have
what?
COVID bad times.
First off, I'm a 2-time survivor. Okay.
Twice?
Yes. How many
Yeah,
you
That's
times?
because you be messing with these white bitches all the
Ooh.
time. They have COVID, straight up. White women get COVID and they know they gonna survive it. You know
So what
I'm
are you saying?
I'm just saying they out here in these streets.
Okay.
You know, they like, oh, what? It's killing old, fat, black people. I'm good. Meanwhile, I'm over here like I gotta hide because COVID see me and start licking his lips.
No, you don't have to have.
I'm about to get this
But you
bitch
do
3
have
times.
you do have an affinity toward white women.
I don't think affinity. I'm just saying that I embrace the love from everyone.
Okay.
It just so happened in my past that for some reason the numbers have been equal. But I respect Amy. I respect Becky. I respect Letitia. About 3
Why-
Kims.
Why we gotta be all these kids? We name Amy too.
Yeah, I know a black
Yeah,
Amy.
Kim's.
If you know a black Amy, they went to an all-white school. Well,
I went to an all-white school. My name is Yamaneika.
okay, Yamaneika.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, back to my intro. That's going to take about 5-10 minutes. It said I just want to let everybody know that I have
nervous.
positive women in my life. And on my show, Yamaneika, you want to say anything now? What do you want?
I just want to say it's a blessing to be here. You know what I'm saying? God bless everybody that's participating in this. Your life must be at a real pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? If you tune into this every week or however often you decide to do this.
Damn.
And on my left, I have a good friend of mine for over 20 years, Angela Yee. You know her from the Breakfast Club. You know her for all the positive black women stuff. She's an entrepreneur.
She's you all positive.
Yeah, you
beautiful,
are positive.
Beautiful spirit.
Like you represent essence. You represent essence. Okay, this is my show. Can we be clear and have an understanding?
Why can't you give me a compliment?
I wasn't giving you a compliment.
No, why wasn't Yamaneika just wanted to say that? That was nice. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
And then they wonder why. But you two of my favorite people in the whole world.
Thank you.
For different reasons. Not the smart remarks, not the disrespect, not...
I give you so much love. I smile at you so many times. You know, I actually spend my time trying to be a better woman for you.
You do not.
Yes, I do.
You do not.
Yes, I do. I listen to Kevin Samuels. He said I'm a low value, low rent bitch.
I wasn't going to get to that.
I'm on a low. I'm obese. I got cats. I'm over 25.
I love cats.
I love cats too.
I like pussy like the next person too, but that's not what we're talking about.
I just want to say, before you continue, I want to give Yamaneika some praise because I have seen you doing your work.
Yes, I'm working out.
I was like, I can't even do that. She be in there. I don't know. I'll be like,
I've seen you do your work on every level, more so on the business side of it. But now, lately, you've made a true commitment to living a different life, healthier, whatever, and taking care of yourself. And I watch you in the boxing gym, and I said to myself, I'm watching you and I see you get your skin.
Ass.
No, I'm saying to myself, she gonna need all this because as much shit she talk, she gonna have to be able to whip somebody's ass.
Yeah.
Do you do yoga?
I don't do yoga.
We should do that together. I think you'll like it.
I would love that. You know why I stopped doing it was because...
Y'all going to yoga? Y'all know who go to yoga, right?
Who go to yoga?
White bitches.
We know you know.
Yeah, but they didn't start that. They co-opted that, but that's not they start. You know what I'm saying?
White women didn't start yoga.
No, but I will take yoga from a white woman. Mm-hmm. You know, because they're very studious.
Right.
You know, they know all the stuff, but that's not where it originated with white women.
This is what I was trying to make. She said she recognized your hard work. I recognize your hard work. You've been a student and a participant as a student, because we always learning. Mm-hmm. For what, 20, how many years?
In comedy?
Yeah.
23 years.
23 years.
Yeah, I started as a teenager.
And I'll just say this. The first time, not knowing anything about you, because I wasn't on the New York circuit for a while. I moved to California. I think the first time I ever saw you, I don't get impressed by too many comedians, whether female or male, period.
He doesn't.
Because I think that a lot of people, just not the real deal. Not too often did I see a comic on stage that blows me away.
Wow, that's so
and I'm telling you, when I say that, I mean the type of person where you think about getting into management, right?
Wow.
I was like, I'm telling you, first time I saw you, and I said, and this was the most positive way I could say it. I said, this bitch funny as shit, and just because normally when you see a female comic, that's always. No, I'm just telling you my truth.
Okay.
It's always like, men ain't this, men ain't that. Their point of view is always from a relationship, right? Yeah. And the thing that I appreciate about your stand-up, it wasn't that. It was observational. It was like, whenever I could see a female comic that the joke she told, male or female could have done it, I say they had a special place. And I was like, and I said to myself, man, this is a question we always say. You ask why don't I know more about her? And this is a crazy thing because time is everything. Why isn't she so-and-so? Not to judge anything or where you was. And you asked that question, and we had a conversation a while back, and you was very frustrated. And you get frustrated a lot.
I do.
And even though you talk shit about me, when you're frustrated, you call me.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, Donnell, why is it that I've been doing this for so long, I've done so much, and then you got these motherfuckers, and I know who you're talking about, the social media people, the people probably that may have taken advantage of what social media could do to their career. And you said, why am I not at the same place? To which I said, what?
I forgot.
Oh, shit.
I told you.
What a moment.
Because he says a lot to me. I think I know. I know you said number one, timing.
Right.
And one of the things that resonated with me is, I started very young. So I had to grow into who I am now. And I think I get better. And I am learning. And I continue to learn. And I talk from a place now of where I am and how I feel that can connect with people who are also feeling that way versus what I think people want to hear from me.
So you're saying that we all, 'cause a lot of times we have issues in life and you think you're alone. And that's the reason why you don't try to get help. That's why you don't talk to other people. Do you think that there are a lot of people that share the thoughts of you, or you just alone in your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of, like, it's funny you talk about relationships because I wasn't invested in relationships, right? So that's why I didn't talk about them a lot. Although when I did the nasty show for Netflix, it was all about like sex. And
You did a nasty show. You did a Degenerates.
I did the
You done
Degenerates.
like this is why I know you. This is why I know that you're about to pop, because you've been lumped up with a group of people. You've done the shows where it's like so and so presents the women, and I know it's gonna be. It's only a matter of time before it's just stand alone and do your shit.
Yeah. Because I've been blessed to be around a lot of really great comics, and I've been blessed with the opportunities that I've had. They have come from comics. You know, it may not necessarily be industry so much, or the people may not know me so much, but people who work with me who are, you know, from Donnell to Che to Amy, like really great people have been like, yo, I want to rock with you because they appreciate my work. And that's the thing that, you know, I'm always appreciative of. You know,
the work speaks for itself, though, because when I seen Yamaneika, when we had you on the Breakfast Club the first time, I thought you were so amazing.
Thank
and then
you.
I was like following her, and then we did that Mastery of Comedy, and I really, really, really wanted Yamaneika on it, but timing wise, it didn't work. But I was like, man, because we didn't know each other that well. So I went through a lot to like go through other channels to try to make it happen.
I appreciated you so much because when I went on the Breakfast Club the first time, I mean, such a, you know, polarizing show. Is so.
It ain't all that polarizing.
No, it is. It really
It's like
is.
she polarized, but the other niggas don't polarize.
But you know what it is? There's so many people that they watch it and like they feel good about it. That's their vibe.
It's the biggest platform.
And to come in and to have that, and Yee knew everything. It just made me feel so good. Like you knew everything about what I was doing. Like you really took the time to know who I was and know me, and that just made me feel like, you know, really, really great.
What do you think is like for us when we trying to get to a certain level? We ask ourselves why we aren't here, whatever. And a lot of times, the toughest thing that we have to deal with is constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. With your career, right? And I know you've probably had some criticism. What has probably been the biggest criticism people have had about you?
Well, I mean, it's something that I agree with. Like, I
don't know how to shut the fuck up. No, go.
Yeah, it is. I have a tough. It's something that I also have to deal with.
You have a tough time shutting the fuck up?
It's something I have to deal with whenever I'm in a relationship with somebody. There's a difference between who I am off stage and on stage.
What?
It's
Yo, you better stop your acting right now. There's a difference. When I call you, you're not on stage. The first thing you say is what, nigga?
That's who I am. Yeah, but that's...
No, that you say is a difference.
There's a difference.
When I call you...
You've gotten the smiles. Yesterday...
I do not...
You do get the smiles. You do get the quiet time.
I have to work for the smile. I have to work for the smile. And the only reason I got the smile, because you was telling me all this problem you had. Donnell, I'm in the gym. I know I'm going to change. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get down.
I
blah,
want
blah,
to be
blah.
consistent.
And then what did I say? What did I say?
You was like, it's going to be fine.
That ain't what the fuck put a smile on your face.
She don't be remembering shit you said.
You don't remember?
No, because you know what it is?
What did
I
say?
remember everything he says, but then he says so many different things.
He do say mad
and he
shit.
wants me to get to one thing, and I'm like, but the thing
The
you
smile.
also said.
The smile thing.
You said you were going to talk about it today, so why would you
The
act like
smile
I didn't know?
thing,
Yeah, I
the-
smiled. You said you made me smile. You told me to calm
What
down.
did we say we're going to work on? This part.
Calming down.
This part. Black women, listen to me. Listen to what I'm trying to
This.
tell y'all.
Black women?
This specific to this part
This.
right here.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You always got to stay ready. This is our gun in the
You're supposed to stay
holster.
ready.
You
This
got to
what-
stay ready
this
just in
what-
case you, because you know
I
what
don't
it
even
is.
wanna do this shit no more, man.
It's nothing like giving a nigga because you never know when a nigga gonna switch, right? So you go in like all happy, and then you got to get dejected by this.
Why do you
and
have
then you
to
gotta
feel
go.
that way? You don't know
No,
they're
I
gonna
just want to
switch.
go in because you know what? It is not as pleasant to go from this to this, then to start off here and then get this.
Why you can't start with this? Why you can't start with that?
Because a lot of niggas have you here and stay here
So
consistently.
now,
I don't know if I could even make that face.
no, you don't have that in you. She has it in you. This is the thing that made you smile.
I built that in me. I moved to New York City. I started stand up when I was 16. Then I came to New York. I was in LA. Then I came
Where'd
to
you
New York.
stand up 16? Where'd you start?
I started in Los Angeles. I moved to LA from Maryland. I went to the LA County High School for the Arts. I
So
studied
you relocated
theater.
from DC
from Maryland to LA.
At 16 to pursue?
Yes. So I went to, it was a high school and
Your
conservatory.
family didn't like you?
No, my mother was there.
Oh, I thought
it was a high school and conservatory. I went to go study theater. They knew I needed to be in the arts because I spent a lot of time talking to myself.
Art is AKA shit talking business.
I was in theater. So a lot of people don't know that I'm trained in the theater, classically trained in the theater. That's where I wanted to be. My mother found her way into stand-up and thought stand-up would also be good for me. I didn't want to do stand-up.
Your mother did stand-up?
Yeah, my mother did stand-up.
Really?
She did stand-up. She took classes with Sandy Shore, may she rest in peace. And that was my first
That's amazing.
instructor. Yeah, I had Sandy Shore and I had Norman Cohen, who
was your mother good?
She was good, but she got out of it. She thought my mother's a minister now. She's very religious. So, she was like, God put me in it to open the door for
she
you to
religious
see it.
now?
Well, she's,
Was it one of those forced to be religious? Because some women, not
my
to say your mom,
grandparents.
sometimes they like, oh my God, I didn't smash so many people.
No, don't. Nah, my mother.
I use that as an example.
No, not Michelle. Don't do that to Michelle.
I didn't say that about that. What I say, I use that example. Sometimes women are forced.
My mother be like, you didn't defend my
example.
honor. You let this nigga say I was out here in these streets. My mother was not in the streets. My mother may have been on the sidewalk.
Okay.
But she didn't get in the streets.
That's
she
my
made her win in front of the house.
That's what I'm.
And looked around. But she wasn't out in the streets.
What I'm saying is, I want to be able to talk to you calm.
I am very calm. I got the Calm app.
Okay.
I downloaded
First,
it
I'm gonna
again
answer-
last night
I'm gonna-
because of our conversation. I said I need to get calm.
This is what I want to do first. I want to explain how you, for the most part, you resisted me when I call you. You always start off nasty. Let me just say this. I'm working.
Don't say nasty. I start off real.
Stank.
No, let's say real.
Stank. Okay. Started stank. And you was like, whatever. You said, see, this was wrong with you, motherfucker, and everything. And every problem you had, I tried to solve it.
You solved it.
I tried to solve it. And to the point, you said, I know I'm going to change. I said, would it be easier for me to get you a hotel room close to the studio?
He did say that.
And that's when you smiled.
That was because you know what it is?
That's nice.
And this is
Donnell
this
got
is the
millions.
Yo, stop that
Yeah,
shit.
you
Stop
got a lot
that.
of money though. Yeah.
I'm not gonna
And I should have asked what the hotel was first because it might have been in Ramada Inn, knowing him. He might have sent me to Jersey somewhere, and I'd had. But let me tell you this. Let me just give you an example of this is what black men want. They want black women to calm down, and we always rah. Let me tell you something. You can leave the show. I can take over. This is now the Yamaneika Donnell Rawlings Show. I'm just telling you, when a black man
why can't
comes
it be
correct.
A man? Why can't it be a man?
Okay, with a man. But I'm specifically talking to you. I mean, you nigga, you light skinned, you white, you not, you black. So at the end of the day, when a black man comes with solutions to a black woman, what niggas don't understand is black women's tired. We tired of being strong. We tired of coming in thinking, brainstorming. Soon as you took that weight off of me and you brainstormed, I let you be the nigga throughout the whole conversation after that.
And guess what? I am not the average nigga that don't understand the needs of a black woman.
Yeah.
And I know how to get a black woman to shut the fuck up.
You got millions.
All right? You don't start doing that.
No, it's true. Let me tell you a true story. When I was on my way here, and I was like driving. You know I'm cheap, so I was trying to find a parking spot on the street. And so I found one, and I was on the phone with someone, and I was like, okay, I just found a spot. I just paid the meter. They were like, Donnell would pay for your parking.
Yeah.
And I said, he would.
I would. And not to floss.
Matter of fact, I took an Uber here, so, here.
Send me the invoice. Yeah. Not to floss. I know how. This is how I feel. I know how women need to be treated. I know how I want to treat my friends. So when I said that, it wasn't trying to floss. It wasn't like you talking about millions or anything. I got a little money, nothing crazy, whatever. But it was like, okay, I really believe that like everybody knows the problem. What's the solution? You have a lot of problems and you deal in different ways. But I'm saying, especially with our relationship, I want to help you. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you. And Angela, you know the same thing with me. I want to help. Now, what I want to get rid of, when you start saying like y'all niggas, these niggas, and so and so,
that's
the truth.
There's a pedigree though.
But you gotta
you gotta start with these.
She generalizes.
This is what I'm trying to say. This is a scenario you always hear. This is a scenario you always hear. Yeah, you need to treat the queens right. Blah blah blah. And I understand that. But the problem is, a lot of these queens want to be treated like a queen before they treat their man like a king. I'm not saying this is the case with you, but there has to be some type of balance saying, okay, to give and to get. And you can call me old school, whatever, but
the queen got to treat the king
Like
before, because see, let me tell you
before,
something. So what came first?
before.
You know, the dick or the egg. So now, at the end of the day, okay, that's pretty much it. My egg or this nigga dick, because he's saying he got to be a king before I become a queen.
I didn't.
Now, no, let me just say, let's just talk about chess for a second, right? The queen is always protecting the king, right? No matter where, because this nigga can only make one move. This bitch can make a bunch of different moves. In order for her to protect this nigga, he got to put something in front of her to have protection for her. So you're protecting me before I protect you, only because I'm protecting you before you protect me, because you've already protected me. You understand?
Thank you, Yamaneika. That makes sense.
What I'm saying
here's
is,
the thing,
I don't play chess, right? I play
Yo,
chess.
nigga, you play checkers.
I play checkers. I would jump. I just do the biggest move I've ever made on any board game is like a triple jump.
But aren't you pursuing a woman and you're trying to woo her before?
No, now and right now.
I mean, in general.
And pursuing, yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, that's
so
what
you're really treating her like a queen first in order to get her attention.
I am. But with that said, there has to be a time that a woman understands all these things I want, I have to give something to it too. I gotta make this relationship manifest into what I think my fairy tale is. You can't just assume that this guy is always gonna do this shit. Mm-hmm. When are you gonna contribute to his happiness? And if he's happy, it's going to contribute to your happiness.
Why would you be with somebody that doesn't do things that make you happy?
First off, I can tell you how that could happen. I'm not making this all personal to me. I'll tell you how that could happen. Because when we first meet people, we send our representatives. We send our best version of ourselves. And then you don't really get to know it. You don't know a person right off the bat. Mm-hmm. What you get is the shit that what women say. This time, this relationship, I'm gonna shut my mouth. I'm gonna be so and so.
What do men say?
Men say I may try not to be the womanizer that I am. I may try to. I think in every relationship, fair relationship, you grow to better the next relationship. I really.
Now that's a lack of responsibility, because you know what happens is a lot of dudes think that way, right? They're like, well, I didn't treat the last 5 women, so I met this woman, now I'm going to try to do something different with her. I think for men to understand, like, for you to be a great man for this woman that you really want to pursue, or you're now giving this dedicated focus to, you need to go back and make recompense with these other women that you have trashed. And see, yes.
I got to go back and talk to them?
Because here's very clear.
Wait, what you trying to say?
No. Let me be very clear, right? Just for the women as well. This is no disrespect to the men, because I say, you know what? Let me have a good day with men today. We don't have to trash men.
Today. Y'all hear that?
We don't acknowledge how many. The narrative is always that women go rah and ham. We don't acknowledge the women that get into situations with dudes that may either not be on their level mentally, intellectually, financially, or emotionally, right? Because I've been with a few guys who are not. They're not where they need to be, but I see a vision for them. And in that process, I find a way to go, you know what? Let me lift him up as king. Let me lift him up let me do all of that.
And oh my God, you've had some bad experiences.
This is
men don't appreciate that. Men don't always appreciate what I'm saying. They take that for granted sometimes.
Angela,
it is what it is.
This is therapy. This is how I want to better myself.
No. This is a conversation. No, therapy. I see somebody with degrees on the wall. That's the problem with Kevin Samuels. This nigga keep thinking he doing therapy, and all he got is certificates from Chinese restaurants behind his back. So this
Obviously,
is a conversation of people. No, when we do peer-to-peer counseling, it's wonderful. It's
Who is we?
We're peer-to-peer. We're peers. So we're doing peer-to-peer counseling. We're having a conversation with one another.
I feel like I'm getting jumped.
Let's not talk about counseling.
I'm just saying, the thing for me is I feel like I've trained a lot of guys. Like a lot of guys that I've been with. For some reason.
You mean guys that you dated?
Yeah.
You trained them to be in a better relationship?
Yeah,
to
be better.
How'd you do that?
Like a lot of times guys don't know what to do. Yeah. Like you'll be like, listen, I can't believe you've never done this before. I can't believe you don't know how to be in a relationship. I can't believe you don't know how to be thoughtful. I can't believe you don't know how to do certain things. And I'm always like, okay. And then I feel like I have to like break it down. And they could be grown, they could be successful, but for some reason, a lot of guys don't know how to treat a woman. And I'm very nice and giving to not just like my man, but to my friends too. So I already know. I never look at myself like I'm not going to be a kind person. But sometimes you feel like you're giving way more and the person doesn't know how to reciprocate those things. And then you're like, okay, I can't expect him to read my mind and I have to tell you what to do. And then,
But does that make him a bad person if you don't know? It
doesn't make him a bad person, but it also makes you feel like, what have you been doing all these years?
You could have been living a life. You could have been tricking on chicks. You could have been a lot of relationships.
Why do you say that's so easy?
Because
you could have just been tricking on chicks.
Have you tricked on chicks?
Okay, yeah. Not in a bad way, but see, people
No,
think.
I didn't say it was
no,
a
but
bad
you know what's so
thing.
weird? But people like my definition. My definition of taking care of a woman. Some people consider that tricking on them. Making
Well,
sure
you're
that.
very generous to your friends too. You're
Yeah, you know what
a
I'm saying? But like
generous person also.
mother like, oh, he be tricking on bitches. Why? Because I like to treat women nice that I'm with, that I want to make sure that they're
Until
okay.
you get drunk.
And then what I do when I get drunk.
Ooh.
That's
Bitches
not that.
start flying.
Yeah, you start going to sleep, snoring everywhere.
That was because
The dog is missing.
That's not it. That's not it. I did lose my dog. I was drinking.
You lost your phone.
I lose my phone. Everybody
You lost
lose
the
their phone.
dog? You lost the dog?
I didn't lose my dog.
Few
My dog
times.
made a mistake and went out the wrong door.
As teeny as she is, you
He
can't
wake
go-
up in the morning like, where is my dog? Has anyone seen my dog? He sends a group text message. Has anyone seen Maggie?
Yeah, we were in Austin, Texas. If you don't know Maggie, Maggie's my little chihuahua. She's almost about to be 2 years old. Weigh every bit of 4 pounds. And I take her on the road with me. And I took her on the road with me. And I think, for all you PETA dog lovers out there, I think a human violated my dog. Because I
He had
went
on
there, I
his
was looking for my
clothes and
dog.
then she was naked.
I was with.
What?
That's not how it happened, Angela. What happened was
She's got to see a therapist now.
she has to see a
Is she
therapist.
shaking more? It's hard to tell with Maggie because Maggie already shaking.
Well, this is an emotional dog there's supposed to be emotional support for me, but I feel like I'm emotional support for her.
You have to.
Yeah, but
Came in with a trauma bond.
it was an incident where she was missing for a while, and I found out
What's for a
Cena
while?
about 5 hours.
Don't name names as these are allegations.
Cena, Dave Chappelle's tour manager, right hand man. Cena had my dog. I went to go get my dog, and my dog wears clothes. Her shirt was hanging off the side of her shoulder, and
Blouse.
he didn't have a shirt on.
No way.
Okay. And ever since then, she been acting funny.
Wait.
since
No.
then.
Came to the
I'm
door
telling you
with
the
the
truth.
dog.
A human violated my dog.
No, but you leave Maggie out here for the streets because when I came, remember when I had to come up there to your room, she opened the door. Maggie opened the door. I said,
A chihuahua.
Yo,
and you know what
everybody
else
was in
too?
there but sleep.
He brings her places and she be eating ribs, fried chicken, corn
That's
on
how
the
they get
cob.
it. That's how they feed her.
Yeah,
That's
they
how
feed her
get it.
anything, and you can't give that little dog
You
all
can't
of
do that. No.
food.
She
I'm
have
gonna
type
be-
4 diabetes.
I'm going to work to be a better dog father. I'm focused on
You
being a
better
dog
hope no
father.
white people hear this because white people, they may not rescue no black kids right away, but they'll definitely come get a dog.
They'll come get a dog.
come get
And
Maggie
they,
from you.
Like they rescue different from us. Black people rescue us like you go to somebody's house, you see the dogs losing some weight, and you be like, let me take that dog, I'll feed him. That's a rescue. White people like travel. I've heard stories of them going to different countries because they saw a story about this mutt-ass dog. You only know what kind of dog. The dog is a combination of Chihuahua, Doberman Pinscher, Greyhound, and everything, and it would save his life. Black people don't save
Yeah,
dogs
get a
like that.
passport and everything for the
Black
dog.
people don't take care of their dogs the same way.
We don't take care of the same way. But I've had to go through sort of deprogramming when it comes to. I have 2 cats. They live better than me. You know what I'm saying? They have a little apartment inside my apartment that looks like my apartment.
Wow.
Do they have a doorman?
Out.
Do they have a doorman?
Well, I have a
Cat's a
doorman, so
doorman.
they got a doorman.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that cats get a bad rap? Because I feel like people act like it's a problem. We grew up with cats, and I kind of was saying the other day, I really want to get a cat.
You grew up with
Yeah,
cats?
get a cat.
Yeah, when I
Well,
was
y'all
young.
was eating them because you have Asia. Is that wrong?
Come on, coño.
No,
You
I'm
out here
just
trying
saying.
to-
Cats.
You better be careful because you went to a different tax bracket, so
Well,
they'll come for you
damn.
quick. They
We
ain't
are
got
in
nothing to
Chinatown
count over
right
here.
Saying it like
now.
that.
So go outside and say that. I dare you. Okay.
All right. Stop Asian hate.
And we right over by Chinatown too.
Yeah,
huh?
that's
Y'all
what
didn't
I'm
tell
going
our
right
location.
outside.
Okay, go ahead. What you
It's
saying
not
about,
live, Donnell.
about the cats? Go ahead.
But anyway, yes, the real reason we had cats growing up was because I lived in Brooklyn in the hood and
Predators. Or they to eat mice.
yes, so we
Right.
wouldn't have mice and roaches. That's really why. So
Yeah.
you don't have those things when you have cats. So that's really why we had
Yeah.
cats growing up. But I do like cats. They're a lot easier to take care of.
Yes, you don't have to walk out. That dog walking and having to talk to the other dog owner while these dogs
Oh,
chill
so
is
you
the
treat
worst.
your cats. I get it now. You treat your cats the way you treat your men. Little to no attention, and you still get the love back. That's what it sounds
And then
like.
they like
I
to
give them
curl
a
up
lot
next to
of-
you, and then when they
yeah,
purr,
yeah.
they're so cute.
I pay them a lot of attention.
Yeah, they got a
Yeah.
house. She bought them a house.
Cats don't pay attention to me. So if anything, the cats are like most of the men in my life. You know what I'm saying? I take care of them, I feed them, I house them, and then I gotta, hey, can we, hug? Can we cuddle?
Yamaneika, you
What?
think you like the wrong guys though?
I probably
You picked the wrong one.
I'm gonna say something honest.
Keep going for them big dicks. Keep going for the big dicks.
No, it's not even about big dicks. I've had listen. Let me
keep going for the monsters.
No.
The monsters share.
No. First of all, I'm a big girl, so if you think I can deal with a little penis, you're wrong. Now, because I ain't got time for somebody
penis. I'm just saying.
to be getting on phone books trying to get up in. I got a lot of butt, and you got to get through the passageway. It's like Sojourner Truth. You got to make it to the other side of freedom. Now, in terms of the things I've talked about with my therapist, he has said that I like a man.
Why are you doing your hand like this?
Can she finish?
Why you? I want to hear. You got your hands at 13 inches.
I went.
You display.
This.
You're gonna hear. You're explaining. My therapist said if I'm gonna talk to a man.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
He's offended.
My therapist, I'll do it this way. Is this close to the home for you?
Captain Hook. Don't even
is
do
this
it.
closer to home for
Captain
you?
Hook. Don't do it.
My therapist.
So I talked to my therapist. What he said to me, and maybe you could relate to this. I like a man that is not going to challenge where I am, but be accessible, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, if he's got to build, that's good because I can help him build and we can build, but he's not going to tear down what I've already
Why he's
built.
building real quick? Because
so
I got
like a
ADD.
fixer-upper.
Yeah, like a fixer-upper that's not going to challenge, like, because if I'm on a man, if I'm really with a man on my level.
the worst house on the best block.
You know, like.
Are you going to, I understand that, but I understand building a man up, but are you going to talk shit to him every step of the way of building him? Because some women have an issue where, okay, I'm building him up, and then they throw it in his face, oh, nigga, if it wasn't for me.
I don't do that.
Yeah, who does that?
Women love building.
Women
men don't like to build women. Men like to get, most men, I won't say generalization, most men like to get a woman that's already where she is so that he can just come on and join her ride. Most women, once they get to where they are, the men that are on their level oftentimes not available for whatever reason. If you want to say because Kevin Samuels was right and it's because I'm fat and I'm old and I'm black and I got 2 cats, fine. But at the end of the day, I'm at a certain level. If I look for men that are my level, they're already taken or there's some situation. So I'll look at the clearance rack and I'll go, okay, all he needs is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then women just start piecing it. Women piece men all together all the time. We always piecing a nigga together. That's why I don't know we don't have our own show on HGTV called Flip This Nigga. We constantly flipping a nigga. Constantly like, well, you listen, I only got $10,000 on the budget of him. I know you're going to go $20,000 over budget, but can you flip this nigga? And they're going to do, we going to say.
And then they do some shoddy
we
work
did the best
and then
we
it falls
could.
apart.
That we did the best we could. He still had molding.
I've said this before. The minute a woman makes a man feel like she don't need him for anything, is the minute he don't want to fuck with.
I had this in my last situation where it was like, oh, you don't act like you need me. Here's the thing I said to him, and this is what I think is powerful. He didn't have much common sense, so he couldn't grab this, but maybe you can. It is better for a woman to want you than to need you. Because if I need you, it's not me really seeing you. Hold on a second.
That's not how we feel.
Hold on a second. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you from a woman.
It does matter.
I'm telling you.
You cannot dismiss. You cannot dismiss my feelings.
Listen.
You can't do it.
In respect to your feelings,
could you put your fingers down?
As a woman who has a vagina, Yee is going to relate to this too because she also has a vagina.
Big?
Well, listen. Listen, it's Noah's Ark. I take 2 of anything at this point in time. I'm in my 40s. So now, as a woman, I'm telling you, a man wants to be needed by a woman because he feels like she need me and he feels like he's her lifeline. But I'm telling you, when I need a nigga, that's out of desperation. When I want a nigga, that means I'm putting in the work to be here. The fear for men is when a woman needs you.
Everybody is listening. These are her thoughts.
Hold on. Okay, that's
thoughts.
fine with the disclaimer. But a lot of people shaking their heads right now. Yes.
A lot of people not.
A lot of people not. A lot of bum niggas not. Hold on. Wait, let me finish my point. I need clarity here.
Did you hear what you just said?
I need clarity here.
You said bum niggas.
A lot of clarity here.
You said bum niggas.
I did say it.
Now, if we say whack bitches, then it's like, I'm fucked up.
I'm sure whack bitches listen to you all the time. But what I'm telling you is this.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you this. And there's a lot of spectacular bitches. I'm here. He's here. What I'm telling you is, what men don't understand subconsciously, what they fear when a woman says they want them versus they need. Because if I want you, that means you have to continue to work for me to want you. When I need you, no matter what shit you giving me, I need you, nigga. I can't go anywhere. I can't go nowhere.
And that's the truth. So I was going to say this. I think
you said men are controlling.
No. I was going to say, ideally, ideally in a relationship, two people are whole. No one needs the other person, but they both want to be there. Because I think that's the best, because it's
They both want to be needed too. You want to feel like.
But I feel like.
I understand what you're saying, but there's a point.
There's a difference between needing, because I've seen men who have told the women, I don't want you to work anymore. I want to move you out to the middle of nowhere, away from all your friends and family. And now you're relying on him because you're not making your own money. So he's going and doing whatever he wants because you need him. But it's way different when you guys are both bringing everything to the table, you know. And I'm not saying if a woman is at home working because they have children, she's, you know, holding down the house, that's still working, right? And he does need her for that also. So I just think that need is a really strong word. I never want to feel like, if you leave me, what am I going to do?
But then you empower yourself and you're independent, so you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah,
correct?
And I'm happy about that. That's why for me in a relationship, I always make sure this is what I want my man for. To be able to, when something happens, he's the first person I call, where I'm like, what do you think about this? This happened today. I had a tough day. What do you know, things like that are important. One thing I will say, though, that's tough for me is that guys will always be like, I can't get you anything that you can't get yourself. I never know what to get you. You're the hardest person, because everything you want, you just go and get it anyway. And that's when being thoughtful comes in and creative.
Yeah.
And
For the most part,
effort.
you're dating and whatever, it's pretty much on a low, whatever. And you in a relationship, being in entertainment, and I know that you can be very intimidating, because a guy will be like, what can I do? But what makes your relationship work?
Is that we don't really talk about like work shit like that. You know, I work all the time. So when I'm not working and when I'm in my relationship, unless it's like something that I want to bounce off of him, or an idea that I have, or he, you know, he's really helpful and supportive. And even like no matter what, he'll be like, you were right, you this, you that. Like he always in my corner, just being super supportive of me. Anything I need, anything I say, like he's always on my side. If somebody does something fucked up, he'd be more mad than I am about it. I be having to calm him down. I'm like, wait, hold on, calm down.
What's the sexiest trait a man can have?
Consideration.
So a nigga can be fine, just be considerate. I've been trying to be fine my whole.
No. I think
Thank
you know,
intelligence. I would say,
just like men go through cycles, women go through cycles. So I think when this whole idea that women want somebody and we're just looking at the aesthetics of the man and not really looking at the essence of him is incorrect, especially the older you get. If you look at the track record of the dudes that I've dealt with, when I've fallen in love with them, they have become finer to me. I didn't start off with them being fine in my book, like, yeah.
That's how I'm one of them niggas.
But then when you fall out of love, they ugly as hell.
No, I'm one of them niggas like, I ain't never
you go, oh, you
What was I thinking?
I'm one of them fake, I'm one of them mental fine dudes.
No, you both don't start posturing trying to get compliments out of us. There's something very sexy about you. The problem with you is
oh my God.
If you don't know how to stop texting people going, shut up, nigga, bitch. That's the shit that you like. Oh,
I didn't say no nigga, bitch.
You just text me, nigga, bitch, yesterday.
I didn't call you. I said, the way I say.
You did say
what I say.
You might have.
Shut up, nigga, bitch.
No, but that's our inside joke. We be playing with each other.
It is.
We gonna cut that out. We not gonna cut that out. But go back to the fine part.
Don't cut it out.
Go back to the fine
don't cut
part.
that out.
I'm feeling that shit.
Now, I was telling him the other day, one of my friends was like, yo, Donnell looks good with that salt and pepper beard.
Yeah, he do look good.
But let me tell you something. That's the setup. Whenever, I'm going to tell you, fellas out here, whenever a woman call your beard salt and pepper, they got their eyes on you.
Oh, yeah.
Because she said, so I said, who trying to go? She wouldn't tell me this, but salt and pepper is a whole different level.
Yeah.
And it's salt and pepper until you get into an argument. And once you get in an argument with your old ass, gray ass beard.
Grady ass, stand for the sun ass nigga.
When are you going to die that? Angela, a lot of people got to know you from Shade 45 when you was working with...
Okay, we just switched gears.
Yeah, I like this whole
transition. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like...
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, like people know you on a certain level for the most part, and no disrespect, people know you from the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. That's the platform. And with all of us, we could be doing all we want to do our whole career, but it's one platform that people get to see everything. People know you for the most part from the Breakfast Club. But before that, you was at Shade 45. And before that, you were in the business. But a lot of people don't know that, and correct me if I'm wrong, where you are right now in your life, you never saw the path that your life was going. You never saw you being in media, entertainment like this. This is something you always thought of, it just happened by chance?
It just happened by chance. I mean, really, when I was in school, I thought I was going to be a teacher. for a little while, and I did this whole, education courses, and I actually did like some teaching, 5th and 6th graders. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a writer. So that was my goal when I graduated. I was like, I'm just going to get a 9 to 5, and then I'm going to write in my spare time. And then after that, I ended up getting a job working for Wu-Tang because I had interned there when I was in college, and that kind of started my
And
whole
just real
path.
quick, you guys know Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Continue.
He loves Wu-Tang.
I do.
And so that's really how it started. And so after that, it was just a lot of opportunities came my way. And then radio was something when I was working for Eminem's clothing. Well, I was working for the GZA. I was managing him. And actually, I know you know this, but the first ever episode of the Chappelle Show, GZA was the musical guest because I booked him, on there.
And I remember when you was in the fashion world, that like me and my man Mark Dearborn, because we had no money.
Yeah, Mark is
we had no money, and
I used
she
to
would
get
get
him
us clothes and
all the
shit. We
time.
was like Fat Farm and shit. I was like, yo, nigga, we nice.
I used to lace them. I actually used to give Eminem clothes before, when he first got started, because I worked at these clothing lines. So my job, I did marketing and product placement.
Okay.
And so I knew a lot of people from like dressing people, giving them clothes and things like that. And then when I was actually at the premiere for the Chappelle Show, I was sitting there, and Eminem's manager was sitting.
Paul Rosenberg?
Yeah, Paul Rosenberg. And that's actually how I started working for Eminem. We were at the premiere, and he was like, yo, I wanted to talk to you about hiring you. We're starting a clothing line. And it was at the Chappelle Show premiere. And so the next day they called me. I started working there. And then when they started the radio station, Shade 45 is Sirius, I started working there on the morning show.
Okay, how does that happen? How does that happen? Like, what I hearing you on the radio, I see the quality that, we fall in love with you. But what was it that made them go from, all right, clothing to now we want her to be a personality on radio?
Well, I have a marketing background. I was really trying to work in marketing. And so they had just started the morning show with Cypher Sounds. And and so they were looking for they wanted a woman to be his co-host. And so Paul was like, when I asked him about the position that was open in marketing, he said, why don't you audition for the morning show?
Oh,
so it was really
he had
timing.
a lot of that's such a huge compliment.
Well, he said audition. He was definitely like, they're not gonna. I can't guarantee that you'll get hired.
I think you talked to me about that too. You was like, they want me to, and it was, and not to cut you off, but I'm ADD. It's just so weird to see. Like that transition for somebody that didn't aspire to be in, because most people in this business, entertainment, they like, I remember I used to stand in front of a mirror and I always wanted to be a star. It's so, it's so crazy to hear going from being in the clothing part to like,
yeah, that's how it really happens. But
personality.
one thing I will say that I learned from all that is no matter what position you're in or what you're doing, you don't know where you'll end up. And so I do feel like a lot of people that I worked for when I was younger, I was a really hard-working person. Like first in the office, last to leave, always pleasant, always above and beyond. And so those things do leave an impression on people. So you never know where somebody else that you work with early in life is going to end up. It could be 10 years later and somebody's in a position and they remember when you were somewhere.
I'm raising my hand on my own show, and I'm explaining the importance of that because, and I look at the MTV VH1, right, and I noticed I'm an older guy. I've been doing it for like 27 years, and I'm like, you gotta like these interns and these people that you meet, you can't treat people like shit, because those youngins are gonna be. I'll give you an example. Paul Ritchie, who was the head of Viacom or MTV VH1 or whatever. When he had this position, he probably was like in his early 30s, if that, like young guy up there. And I'm looking at his age and looking at how long it was a Chappelle Show. I'm like, this dude had to be a teenager that's a fan of the show. Now is in an executive position where he can look out for you.
And for younger people, I will say you gotta work hard, because I do feel like when I was a young intern, I was doing everything they asked me to do. Going to get dry cleaning, for somebody like working.
But the definition of working hard is different now.
Yeah, it is different.
Definition of working
They'd be like, I was hired for that. That wasn't in the job description.
Yeah.
But not only that, I think like some of the issues that, especially in our field, like the older comics, not versus, but with the younger comics, a lot of older comics have a sense they resent the opportunities that younger comics are having when it comes to building your own platform and making yourself popular. You know what I'm saying? You hear like the old school cats, and I never had that mindset is like, yeah, when I was coming up, you had so-and-so. Yeah, that's when you was coming up. But it's a different way to communicate with people. It's a different way to get yourself out there. And like it's...
But there's a different... Because I want to address that because I feel like I'm in the middle of that a little bit. Like I can understand both sides. I understand the frustration of like the OGs in comedy and also the new kids. What the OGs have is all this time that they've been able to build and work on their craft and really control an audience. It's something that I wish the newer kids were able to do too, because sometimes, people blow up, too fast, or it's like, I'll do shows with some people. I'm not going to mention any names, but they're like really big names. And then somebody will say, hey, can you come in and close the show out? And I'm like, well, why am I closing the show out for this person? Because they don't know how to do stand-up. So stand-up became an afterthought for them because it's
Is it a big show? Because I had this argument with somebody too. I understand. I had another, I won't say any names, but they was making the same argument. Yeah, they want me, and then this internet dude so-and-so, so they want me to so-and-so, right?
Yeah.
I say, I get what you're saying. But at the same time, if that person, say it's that internet guy that can get 5,000 people in a spot, you win because they give you their platform for people to see what the real shit is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's also a delicate balance. I had to open up a show. I had to close a show behind somebody that really should have been the headliner because they were very, very popular. And
yeah, but niggas know heat is heat.
Sure, but... they don't, here's what happens. That person who they already love and they're holding to this high regard is now doing stand-up. They just assume because this person is in the realm of comedy that they can do stand-up. Stand-up's a whole different thing. So now they've watched their hero fail at doing what they came to see them do, which is stand-up. Now you have to understand, if they don't know me, I'm coming on behind. I have to work
extra hard to build it back up.
Right, because I got to clear up all this stuff because they're going to, in their minds, they're like, well, if the person we came to see that's on the bill is not, and they're also not, I'm closing and I am headlining to a certain extent, but the headliner has already gone on. So they have no idea there's a show after that's still going after this person. And then you got to work really hard. The benefit to that is you do have people going, my God, how come I haven't heard you? Like, where are you? How can I get you? The downside of that I had with this particular situation is this person wants to be as far away from me as possible now because people will come up and be like, well, damn, you was funnier than, who I came to see. So it's a delicate balance when you're still trying to build yourself.
But my point is about the work part of it too, because stand-up comedy still is work. Right? And I do feel like sometimes if you go into a situation where you're on a big show before you're really ready for that because you haven't worked at making sure that, your jokes are landing the way that they're supposed to, that you know how to adapt, that you can bring it back, and you have some staples in your set that are going to work. And if you are just trying to go out there because you have a big audience, you're not really ready. So you want to make sure. And my whole point is you do got to work.
But some people
you
are
forced. Put in the stage.
But some people are forced into that, like, big audience. And I give you an example, Charlie Murphy, right? When we were doing Chappelle's show, and it's so weird that out of all the great comics Charlie Murphy was around, that nobody kind of encouraged him to do stand-up. So when we were doing Chappelle's show, we weren't really making a lot of money doing the show, but we was getting the platform, we was getting the eyeballs on us, but we weren't making no money. And I was like, man, fuck that. We too popular. We got to do a tour. So I came up, Mike Berkowitz was a young agent at the time. I came up with the idea. I was like, let's do the I'm Rich Bitch tour. Right? Charlie was popping. Bill Burr was on the show. And Bill Burr was popping, but Bill Burr still was, at this time, and not to discredit where he is or his come up, but the reality of it, at the time, he probably was like $1,000 a weekend headliner, right? At that time, but everybody knew he was going to blow. But I was like, let's put this tour together. The draws was me and Charlie, right? Charlie Murphy, Donnell Rawlings. I'm the second or third lead on the show. And then the addition to Bill Burr, because it was my tour, the biggest reason, because I wanted to have a banging show.
Yeah.
I could have had a show where it was like me and Charlie and throw anybody. It could have been anybody from the pop copy sketch, but I was like this, no, Charlie's gonna do his thing, I'm gonna do my thing, but let's just give them some shit they're gonna talk about. I brought Bill Burr on the tour. You know what I'm saying? And we had a banging ass tour. Charlie was emceeing, and then Charlie, after a while, he felt that he was the biggest draw to the show, which was true. Nobody's getting away from that.
Yeah.
But it was, I know it had to be tough for him because he had to learn everything he had to learn.
In the thick of it.
And selling out.
In the thick of it.
No, selling out. Like you got like for the most part, a year in the game, you could be considered still to be an open micer. But in a year in the game, he was touring, like selling out. And it was tougher, and I love him, R.I.P. Charlie. I respect how he stood true to himself because people was like, he ain't no Eddie Murphy. And can you imagine being one of the dopest, being compared to it? He's not no Eddie Murphy. Well, his brother is so-and-so. And it was people used to try to tell Charlie everything. Well, you need to speed it up, maybe. And he always was like, fuck that. I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it my way. I'll be the storyteller. I'm not going to be this person. I'm not going to be the dick or pussy joint. And he took it serious. People were very critical of him at the beginning. But as he had more time on it, he got better. I can't imagine having he probably was only doing before he passed away tops.
I went to go see him at Caroline's too.
Yeah.
I think on
at the
tour.
beginning.
Yeah.
At the beginning?
I did. And it has to be tough to be related to somebody famous like Tony Rock and Chris Rock, or like being Richard Pryor's son. They already come in like
they come in, but
they want to see an extension of that person, and it's hard.
And they want to compare.
And the thing I wish we had a little bit more in stand up is like grace. Like I did a show last night. I did 2 shows. I don't host anymore, but I hosted with Cypher. We did for Mint Comedy, and they just have really great, amazing shows. And they
shout out to Mustafa.
Yeah, Mustafa doing his thing. So the show, anytime you're taping and people feel like they're on camera, they kind of clam up a little bit because they don't know who's going to see or whatever. So the first show we was able to get him. The second show I was like, I'm done with this crowd. Like I don't want to fuck with them. I was so tired because I'm tired of like being your ringleader. So it got to a point in time I had a couple drinks, and I'm working out now and I'm eating clean, so I don't have the resolve to have more than one drink and not get drunk. So I got. You
gotta get your tolerance back.
Yeah, it was a moment where I talked about I had a crush on this guy who had Down syndrome, but that was my story, and it's a true thing, And I remember at one point I go, I want the grace to go there with them, but I'm not getting the grace I need. Not every moment with a comic is this pop, 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 pop. Right. Sometimes the best parts of seeing a comic is when they are first developing an idea. I always think my first time telling you this, that it hasn't gotten tired for me, it hasn't worn out in my brain, is me telling you in this very moment, this first time, because we're building this whole thing. But you got to have a lot of patience with that. And I think sometimes with comedy now where it's going.
So you're talking about the art. You're talking about the artistry of it.
Yeah, the artistry of it.
And I tell you, it's so interesting because the definition, me being old school, the definition of stand-up comedy is very out there now. And I tell you, I was in Baltimore. I was doing a show, and it was this young lady, and she was like, "Hey, I like you. I'm a fan." Blah 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 blah. And she said, "I'm a comedian, right?" I said, "Are you?" I was like, yeah. I said, could you send me some of your stuff? She said, oh, I got this YouTube clip, right? I thought she was going to show stand-up. It was these skits and shit. And she was like this. I said, that's not comedy. She said, yes, it is. I was like, now I'm old school. I'm like, that's not comedy. She said, yes, it is. Because I grew up, it was stand-up. You didn't have comedian, like she's I'm a comedian.
Like a sketch.
It
was stand-up.
You don't those things don't translate
it was
from
just
improv
comedian.
to stand-up.
So when she pulled out the definition of comedian, one who captivates an audience.
She did what?
She pulled out the definition.
Because I was telling
I've been a comedian for
no, but to her point.
Yeah, okay.
To her point.
God bless her. I hope she's doing well.
She's not doing comedy anymore, right? But
you didn't kill the hope for comedy with her.
No, she said it's a person that entertains an audience through humor. That might be all over the place, but she was right to what her definition of it was. To my definition of it, a stand-up comic is a person that stands flat-footed with a microphone, engages an audience through jokes that way.
Oh, she's right. Professional entertainment consisting of jokes and satirical sketches
Oxford?
Intended to make an audience laugh.
Is that Oxford or is that Urban Dictionary?
It's Google.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is it's not specific to stand-up. And that's the difference. I used to be not upset,
so stand-up comedy is different than comedy.
But when I was coming up, it was no difference. If you said you was a comedian, it meant you were a stand-up comedian. But now because of social media and everything, it's
It
spread out
becomes
there.
mutable for generations. One of the things that I know in studying theater.
Why your voice changed when you say?
She said theater.
Yo, you just did it.
Yeah.
That's what you said. And studying theater at that time.
One
I
of the
studied
things,
if you put abroad up in there, when I studied abroad,
well, it's all about, do you spell it with E-R or R-E? So one of the things, and I'm not up my ass because I tried to do musical theater and I realized I wasn't that obnoxious. Shout out to everybody who does musical theater. I'm not that far up my ass. There's a form in studying of Commedia dell'arte, and it's the
chlamydia
form
del what?
Chlamydia.
I know.
Commedia dell'arte.
Chlamydia dell'arte?
Stop! Don't do that. I'm trying to make a point.
Be serious.
So it's a form of mask, right? So and when we would have that class, and I didn't go too deep in it. I took a few classes on it. Is when you
I've been deep in it.
when you take the mask from smiling to hilarious to sad to pensive, every mask that you put up, the requirement for you to get the energy behind that mask is in no words, but in body movement and placement and possessing that character. So one of the things that I appreciate that I was able to take from theater into doing stand-up, when people go like, oh, you're so, I go, yeah, but I also had the training to know that it's never going to be Yamaneika's so hilarious that she can just go rock any stage. When I get on stage, I possess what comedy is and what I want to emote through that.
Very aggressive.
Not aggressive,
Your
but
style is
it depends. My
is
style
your face.
changes because you've seen me
I'll tell this.
go.
Okay, I'll tell you this. When I
Yes.
watch you perform, and I'm telling you, the best, I see how you can make motherfuckers like, this is what I'm telling you. But I'm telling you, the best thing.
You like scaring them into laughter or
No,
something?
like no. She's like in your face.
She really has been detoxing. This
But
is strong
I'm gonna
too?
tell you, the best.
Oh, we gonna have a long night.
Cheers.
Baby. Anything.
Oh, go ahead,
you give
Donnell.
me?
The best thing I
Can
like
this
to see.
gorgeous young lady come in here?
I know she's
Or do
very
you need
nice.
me to get up? Because once our big girl started adjusting shit.
No, she gonna help us. She been great.
Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
The best thing when I see you, like, and I can tell you how you take complete control of an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like you make them do. The best shit I see when I see you perform is like because you come off blah, 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 blah. When you smile,
Yeah.
like you say the mask. When you smile, I'm like, aw. I'm like this. I'm saying so it feels like a whole different person. Cause she goes up there like she's got a shield, like it don't matter what you say, bing, bing, bing. And then you expose yourself, then you smile. I'm like, oh, she don't want nobody to see that too much. And then you go right back, you're like, whatever, nigga.
Yeah, because there's a moment where what people don't understand about I'm rough, or she a loud fat bitch. What people don't understand about me is the way I grew up, I was very sheltered for a very long time, and it was always you present to the world that you have it to get, like nothing can rock you, and that you have.
Is that why people have mental? Is that why people have mental issues?
Why you looking at
No.
me?
No, because I know you around a nigga that talk about it all the time. That's what I'm saying. When you say you project that you don't have any issues, is
Well,
that
not so much issues, but like in my family, we get together and we wild out, right? When we home, we all. But my
Y'all
family
play
was
spades?
in church. We all of that. We did all of that,
Right.
but we did that as an intimate family. We laugh and do it. But when we present ourselves. One of the things about my grandparents, especially when they got into church, and they became pastors, is we're here as servants to other people, right? So one of the things I was always appreciative, because my grandmother kept saying I had the gift of ministry, and I remember when I was a kid, I kept saying I don't want that, because I never want to disrespect God by taking on something that has so much grace and humility in it, and give my perception of whatever God is trying to say. So I never wanted that responsibility. And then I realized over time, my ministry was speaking to people through comedy. And we always presented like, we're here to serve you. If you're hurting, we're here to serve you. We pray over people. When you're crying, when you're here, I'm that friend you're going to call and be on the phone with you for hours. I'm going to be talking you through it. We go through all of that. what happens is when you're that kind of person, especially when you come to New York City and you're, 20, going on 21 years old, people manipulate that. And especially when you're in comedy and you're a young woman and a virgin and all these things. I started getting...
virgins moved to New York?
Yeah, I was a virgin when I moved here.
What?
I was a virgin until I was 27 years old. Jesus was everywhere with me. But that's not the point. Donnell, So over time,
I just don't know no virgins that moved to New York.
I started to have guys deal with me in a way where it seemed like I can't keep being this naive.
Right.
I can't keep going in this path. I can't keep trying to do what I'm doing on stage unless some dude, and I'm just saying dude because it's more men in comedy than women, when I come off stage go, yeah, whatever that, with da-da-da-da. I said, how do I stop myself from losing who I am so that I can go on stage and give people my service, right? And that was putting on the mask. When I first moved to New York at 21.
Yeah, wear your mask because make sure you wear your mask.
When I moved to New York at 21, and we talked about this when I was in the Breakfast Club, but I talked about how I got booed on Showtime the Apollo. That was me being very innocent, very naive, going, hi, guys. Right. That's who I used to be.
That's what happened to me. A lot of people take hits on Apollo.
Yeah, but when people when they see that innocence there and that weakness,
like a weakness,
and you don't know how to control it. Now, I am very vulnerable and very accessible.
You are not vulnerable.
Stop it.
Don't tell me to stop it.
Stop it.
You stop it.
I'm very vulnerable. You
stop it too. You not.
But what I will tell you is this. You're not gonna rock me because I got this here. But when I see that you respect the vulnerability that I can give, then we just move it over here. So that's when people see me on stage and I'm giving a hard point and then I laugh. It's because I saw somebody and I'm like, oh, we connected on that. You got it, right? You got that. I'm not really hitting you like this. I'm just telling you how I protect myself. Everything I talk about on stage is how I've been hurt and I protected myself from that. What I noticed that hurts me and I protected myself. And then, oh, you saw it, so there you go. We got it, and then we put it back up.
That's very relatable for people too.
It is.
It's all about I come off rough because I've had to protect myself so many times. But people know, if you sit down with Yamaneika, it's not we not having rough
now,
times.
Now Yamaneika
like
is the type of person. No. I will say you might not know if she likes you or not. You might not know.
That's a Scorpio thing.
No,
yeah,
I
read the room. No. I read
Yamaneika.
People always think that I don't talk to a lot of people.
I want the truth, man.
You got the truth, baby.
Every time.
Come on.
Every time.
Am I gonna call you a dumb nigga, bum nigga? Yeah. But I love you.
In the first sentence of me calling you, I called her one time, I caught her off guard. I think I said, I love you. And she had a fuck you nigga already lined up.
What'd you say back?
Yo.
I said, I love you.
You know what? Donnell tells me he loves me too. You know what I say?
What?
Thank you.
Yeah.
You ain't ready to go there with him yet.
No, she not. And that go get me my next shit.
No, I say that to Donnell because I'm going to be honest with you. Donnell, I can't, if he's decide tomorrow to slap me down a flight of stairs, I had to go, you know what? I just had to let him have it. Because the way he came into my life and the things that he has done for me and the way he has thought about me and been so, I cannot thank him enough. He's like my big brother. I love him so much because this sometimes people see you can do stuff and then they run away from it. He said, no, bitch, I can meet your energy and we can meet energy. And I never had to tailor myself down to be around him. I never had to tailor my comedy down. He go right behind me doing the shit that I do and he ready to rock. Some people like, yo, don't say da-da-da-da, don't do da-da-da-da. He let me go all the way to 1,000 and then he gonna go to 1,010.
You know what? And I will say, Donnell, can we all give
when
you...
you was going through your thing, I told you, you know what this is? I said, because we hung out, especially when I hung out with her, and we hang out, and I could say, I said, bitch, you need more of me in your life.
You did say that.
I did say, I said, you more.
But I will say this, what else Donnell said after that night.
What?
You remember you guys were at my house, Donnell was trying to take a quick nap.
And she kept talking?
That's what he said.
Yo,
she said, bitch, we'll shut up the whole time.
She told me that.
He told me this all the time.
She said, yeah, and this nigga, she said, and he fell asleep and we was having a good time at Yee house. I was like this, boy. She was going, it was just, but that's one of the reasons why I say you need more of me in your life. Because I believe that you just be around positive, good people.
Yeah.
But and that's good because I do think, like, first of all, I love to see that. I love seeing you when we were in Charlotte. Yeah. And Donnell was taking
and Angela's just awesome.
And he felt
Angela's so amazing.
He felt so comfortable having you there.
Yeah.
You know, and I think things like that help because that was a really big night for you.
Oh, you want to tell me the drama before that really big night with her? I told her,
So-
I said, I'm going to do my special. I said, I want you to be down. She said, I got you. Then she started saying, I need you to talk to my people. She gave me people. She said no. She said
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that.
She said,
tell me the truth.
I don't know. She said, I don't know. I have a busy schedule.
I did have a busy schedule.
She
And,
said, I don't know if
nigga,
I'm gonna
I
have time.
moved shit around
I
to
don't know.
come there, P.S. But the other thing with my people is like this.
Let me explain
I say yes
And
to
then
something.
they schedule it.
And then they schedule it. But more importantly, they go, why do you keep just saying yes to your friends? I said, because, nigga, that's my friends. They like, we have to get involved. So they got involved. But I want you to talk about the night.
No. Stop pointing at me. I'm going to tell you my
Okay.
side of that. You said
Tell
my
it.
people.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, yeah, Donnell, I don't know if this is serious. I haven't heard from anybody.
He was a liar.
You was like,
I didn't say that.
You was like-
Donnell go, it be a day and a half before you supposed to be
No, it's
somewhere. He
not.
like, bitch, I got you. Nigga,
What does that mean?
Yeah, that
coming from me?
Yeah,
What
but
does that
Donnell,
mean?
people don't operate like that. You know my schedule. My
Coming from
calendar
me.
is full. You got to tell
know.
me 2 weeks
Wait,
in advance
wait.
you got me. I can't.
Wait, I told you, once I get the dates, you're on it. I
You
told
did tell me that. And then the
And I
nigga
said, I
disappeared
got
like
you.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, but
and
I-
I didn't
but-
see him no more. And then he was like, bitch, you ready to go? And I'm like, nigga, we ain't talked since
Yes, we
eons.
did. We talked.
I mean, we talked, nigga. We talked as niggas. We
No,
didn't
I
talk
was gonna say
about...
Donnell does
Who
it
am I
the
supposed
first.
to talk to?
When
How am I
I
talking
came,
to you?
he was
we
just
and I
all wait to the
told you-
last
He'll
minute.
wait to the last minute.
And
We
he don't know
talked
where
as-
you staying. He don't know where he's staying.
He don't know
No,
where he's
that's
staying.
not
No.
the
We talked as niggas. We kept talking, but we talked as niggas. We never then talked again
Business.
as business.
Okay, because that obviously you didn't know that I don't do nigga business. I do real business. And what the point I was trying, you didn't thought I was one of these average niggas. I'm not. What I was trying to say, the best situation, when I say I got you, no matter if your management disagreed on a price or accommodations, whatever you needed to be happy, I was going to do that away from what
Nigga,
they
But you
I
know what?
would've
I
came
would say
there
this.
if I
Maybe
had
she
this-
didn't want to handle it though, because sometimes if you busy and
She
you
just wanted
rather
to know
let
she
somebody
want-
else
she-
take care
I don't
of
like
it,
to. Let me tell you something. Once I get involved with my friends, I let people take over because people also feel disadvantaged when you have so much access to them and you just start calling about everything. You was taping something fucking major. You think I got time to keep calling you and worrying you about some shit when this nigga can just talk to your nigga and these niggas can get it together? Then that's what happened. And I told you, even if I had to sleep on the floor in somebody's hotel
Here we
room,
are now.
I was gonna be fucking there. Did I say that?
With you, okay, if you say, can we talk? If you say, even I had to slip on somebody's floor, whatever, and I said, I got you, that means I got you.
This is why it's also, as much as I love him, working with white comics is like this. And I hate to do white black comic. I'm already booked in 2025 for some shit that a white comic want me to do. All this last minute nigga preparation, barbecue.
Oh, you know-
get the paper plate shit.
Barbecue?
Is not,
Yo, don't do that. Don't. Oh,
Listen,
you're so unfair.
I would call
wait a
Donnell
minute. Yeah,
spontaneous. I would
Angela,
call him
Y'all are
spontaneous.
making me
that's
yell.
a good.
Y'all-
Yeah, you know
Donnell's
what?
very
Let
spontaneous.
Yee put
Okay.
your LinkedIn together
Wait a
because
minute.
nigga, your bio is saying anything but that.
Angela Yee did, okay, I understand what y'all saying.
I had to put
don't
my,
do last
Wait
minute
Next
things.
Hell hat
You
on.
said it. When we did Austin, it was the most organized, well-run. It was your birthday week.
Yes.
It was organized. It was well-run. All of your
Was
chicks.
it was?
Yeah,
What?
it was. It was very organized.
And he
Did I-
had a part in it?
I did.
Yeah, it actually
No,
wouldn't
that
have
had a
happened if it wasn't for Donnell, to be truthful.
No,
Oh.
I made it sure. I made it my business. Even when we was talking about the rooms or whatever, and I said this, they was like, well, it's because this was COVID started popping again. It was like, I was like, well, I just know this. Angela is coming with her crew, and I told everybody, I need them to be good on every level. They was like, well, so and so we have these rules. I was like, okay, I understand your rules, but they're not going to apply to her. That's my sister. I make sure everything.
Then
So I
everyone
just said-
got COVID.
Yeah, we got. It was like.
They like, yeah, we gonna.
I mean, ride or die. Y'all said y'all was ride or die bitches. Are we riding or dying?
We
What
had
are we
fun,
doing?
babe.
But no, it was amazing, and I made it my business not only for me to treat them.
took a rapid test out of the back of somebody's car.
But
I'm
I-
not even gonna say nothing. Like I was like, nigga, you got rapid tests in a Cadillac?
But I
And
made
this
it-
the nigga shit I'm talking about. It wasn't no
I don't
room.
do that, though.
It was
But-
you, nigga. I did. We before we went into the restaurant. It was a nigga
Where?
in the Cadillac.
Where?
Before we went to the after party, he told me, hey, come get the COVID.
What
I said,
after
nigga,
party?
do I know you? You selling jewelry? Or you
after
giving
party?
out COVID tests
For your
For your special, we went to the after party.
You had to get tested there?
I had to get. Oh, this nigga didn't trust me. I was getting
I
tested
didn't
every.
get tested there.
And that's the other reason why I got COVID.
First off, First off,
Yo, thank God I had the boosters and the vax, honey. Because when I tell you COVID was trying to take a carve out of my lungs,
I'm
honey.
telling you what COVID did? It shut you down for 2 days. Niggas, no. She wasn't talking for 2 days. They was like, something up. Yo, when her mouth stopped, they was like, oh yeah.
The whole world went dark.
We're gonna wrap this up soon. But I'm making this argument. I always treat you
You do.
and your friends.
No,
the
I will
best
say
can.
this. I know I have no problem. If I tell Donnell I need something, it might be last minute. He was like, you can sleep in the RV, or you remember that? You was when I came to yell, I don't know where you're gonna stay. We're gonna figure it out. But he definitely, had me. We had to share beds and everything. He was in the bed with Austin. Me and Jasmine had to share a bed.
And we did the
But
thing.
we had a good time, and everything was spontaneous. Like, oh, we having a house party tonight.
But that's a different situation. I know with the special.
Yeah, but that was a big deal.
But this is
Like,
what I
you
do.
have to know, and you're booked and busy, so you want to make.
And I got to, because I don't have millions of dollars. I got to say yes to
Donnell got
everything.
millions.
Yo, stop that.
I have to say yes.
Yo, stop that. Stephanie, y'all don't believe that shit she's talking
He
about.
does.
No, what I'm saying is, like, with my friends, especially my close friends, I go above and beyond
He
to try
does.
to make it as comfortable as possible. I love you. I didn't know what this
Thank
podcast
you.
was going to be about. I don't
You
know.
said that. Donnell, I love you. Let's make history. Can you say you love him for the first time today?
No, she going to make a joke about it. She
No.
can't say it.
Let's
Yo, she make me feel bad. I'd be like, I love you. She'd be like, out.
Donnell, this is the past. Yee.
Yes,
Do you love Donnell?
I do.
Why you looking at her? It don't matter. She was like this.
Can you look him in the eye and say, I love you, Donnell?
I love Angela. I love
making
she know that.
history here.
Don't do it. This feels forced.
It's not forced. She
It's
wants
not.
to say it.
It's okay.
But
It
she's
don't
looking
matter.
for this is
I don't need her to
in
say it. I
front
know
of
she
the
feels
world.
it.
I love you, Donnell.
I love you too.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, and I say this, people like, why this, why that? This is my sister, and this is, I know people like, yeah, but you have different relationships with different people, but if I will have to say this, because she doesn't dislike a lot of people. When she don't like somebody, I don't fuck with them.
He really
Right.
doesn't.
Does that answer your question? Even if I
believe
try to
that.
be cool, I'm like, yeah.
He was like, it don't feel right.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a bad person. I'm glad that
We
this
know
is,
that.
Yeah,
I
nobody
let
thinks you're a
y'all
bad
know.
person.
Donnell is about diversity. This was a conversation.
I don't want to just be a statistic for you.
Yeah.
a diversity
Do you
episode.
already have the next black woman lined up on your schedule?
No, I
He
just-
met his
There's gonna
quota
be all
for the
these
year.
white women you keep taking pictures with in Target.
Ooh.
Preach, facts.
Okay, all right.
And then you bring me up here.
Do you got any coupons?
You should have told me
Do you got any
was gonna have a
coupons?
full body
Do you
thing
got
on me.
coupons?
I'm sitting
Do
here
you got
looking
coupons?
like, hey, don't
Do you
nobody
got any
bring me no
coupons?
bad news.
Do you have any coupons? Pull one coupon out.
Listen, I've been doing my work.
All right. I can't
I
wait. I was
see
going to come
you.
down to her gym and knock her ass out.
My stuff was really...
You are killing it.
All right.
okay.
As at the beginning of this, you can't tell people when to
Yamaneika, you
shut
look
up and be
good.
I
quiet.
sit down, all
You
the
look
fat
good.
be like,
You look really good.
like,
This the Donnell Rawlings Show. Y'all know my phrase, a joke can be too soon, but it never be too soon for a funny observation. Until next time, thank y'all. This is why I don't fuck with the goddamn Breakfast Club. All right? Because they full of shit. It's the trifecta trio. Hate, hater, and hatess. Some people say, Donnell, are you ever going to stop trolling them? You know what date that's going to be? February the 13th, 40,000. Never. And do I think Charlamagne eat booty and play with booties? Yes. Do I think that DJ Envy is a snitch? Yes. These two are the same nigga in one nigga. Charlamagne want to be light-skinned and Envy want to be dark-skinned. But the thing they come together on is butt cheeks. Like Eddie Griffin said, come together like butt cheeks. And I call them the Booty Club. If you want to know more why I can't stand the Breakfast Club, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Donnell Rawlings Show. Well, you'll get the inside information on everything in my life and why I don't fuck with them. Did I use all my beeps? I think I used all my beeps. All right. Donnell Rawlings, Donnell Rawlings Show, Donnell.com. Hey.